106.9 FM at Ekiti, station that keeps you fresh all day. We welcome you to another edition, our first edition, that is, a maiden edition of a new program coming on the station that you're going to be enjoying from now till a long time to come, which is going to be dissecting into governance. It's called Budeshi Radio. This program is designed to give the public and the private sectors the development agenda of one of our beautiful NGOs that is coming up stage. It's brought to you by Public and Private Development Center Abuja, and they're coming to showcase or highlight what we'll be discussing here. It's called Open Contracting in Ekiti. This is going to be showcasing a lot of things, a lot of opportunities for young and old to explore the potentials in Ekiti. I'm very sure by the time we get into the heart of the program, you will be able to understand what this is all about. I'm not here alone this morning. My name is Temitope Onisom, and I'm going to be having Miss Abiola Mercy that is going to be coordinating from this site. Miss Abiola Mercy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Tope.
And good morning to you. Welcome
Thank you.
Again.
Yeah.
On the show today, we are going to be talking to different guests that will be explaining or expatiating on what is really meant by open contracting. We'll take a short break right now, and when we come back, we will be listening to Miss Abiola Mercy that will be shedding light with our guests on the show, Budeshi Radio. You're welcome. Good morning. Are we good, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you. We're coming with this.
So we're coming in with this.
Mr. Nielsen, it's not picking. Ekiti.
Oluma, take over. I've won this. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the body of the show called Budeshi Radio. And to throw more light on this and coordinate the affairs for this beautiful morning, Ms. Abiola Mercy. What do we have on the show called Budeshi Radio?
Thank you so much, Temitope. Budeshi Radio, I welcome all our audience there to Budeshi Radio. Once again, my name is Abiola Mercy. And I have a guest with me right now who will be sharing more light, who will be throwing more light on this program, on the show today. And person of Chief Olaniyi Adeboye is the outgoing chairman, Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors. He's here with me this morning to share more light on what open contracting means. Good morning, Chief Olaniyi.
Good morning, the moderator. Good morning, our listeners at home.
Thank you so very much. Now, let's just start this way. Okay, can you tell us, because I discovered that the word open contracting is becoming a popular word, especially in the development sector. So what does open contracting really entails, or what do you really think open contracting entails?
Thank you very much. In our country here, we take things too far. The training we had as a student, what we call open contracting now, is the normal process of doing contract. But because in Nigeria we are too fast, we could not comprehend as given to us by those that run our country before handing over to us.
Okay.
Open contracting is the process of carrying out procurement in an open way. Advertisement in the newspaper for everybody to have access to information on the same platform. After advertisement, pre-qualification will follow. We know who is qualified, who is not qualified. After pre-qualification, then we call for bid. When we call for bid, it is now given, the document is packed and given to quantity surveyors to analyze whose bid is the best for such contract.
All right. Thank you so very much. While the discussion was going on, I have another guest with me. Just walking right now. In person of Mr. Nelson Olaniyi. He's the program manager of Balm in Gilead Foundation for Sustainable Development. Mr. Nelson, good morning.
Good morning, dear listeners. Good morning. And
thank you so very much. We were talking about the word open contracting, what it really entails before you arrive. So he just mentioned that just like open contracting is just a way of doing things in the normal way. Do you agree with that?
thank you so much. Big appreciation to PPDC for this program and all the stakeholders involved. I want to say that open contracting, just as the president of NISQ has rightly said, is a way of procurement. And by the word procurement, an alternative word to be used is purchase. When you want to buy something and you want to ensure that it is transparent, it is open, it is not covered or laced with activities that could be termed corrupt practices or could be termed as fraud, then you are saying you are dealing with open contracting. So it goes by its name, open contracting. So engaging people to do purchase or procurement for you in a very transparent and open manner. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So that means open contracting really means openness in governance.
You are very right.
Okay, thank you.
By implication.
By implication. All right, thank you so much. Okay, now I've been thinking of something that in recent times, subnational governments have increasingly committed to open contracting as a transparency mechanism and to reform their procurement processes. Ekiti being one of these states, what can you say are the benefits you are seeing resulting from open contracting, Mr. Nelson?
Two things. Number one is kudos to the government of Ekiti State who has committed to open contracting. And that is very recently, sometimes in 2019, the government of Ekiti State fully committed to open contracting and what we call open governance partnership.
Okay.
These two works together to ensure inclusive governance. So by implication, when you ask me what are the benefits, I want to believe the government of Ekiti State has seen the benefits ahead, and so they have committed to it. And some other benefits aside inclusion. When I mean inclusion, I'm talking about ensuring that the people participate in procurement, just like the definition of democracy.
Okay.
Democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people. So contracting by the people, for the people, but whereby people get involved.
Okay.
That is open contracting. And so that inclusion is one of the benefits. Another benefit is transparency. Another is value for money. Because in the yesteryears, we have seen governments award contracts that if you are told this contract, XY million or XY billion is spent on this contract, you dare not want to believe your eyes.
Of course.
But by the advent of this open contracting, you get value for money. By the advent of open contracting, you get accountability and, of course, very importantly, transparency. The government gets to tell the people what they are using their money for, and the government gets to prevent wastage. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nelson. Chief Olaniyi,
Yes.
do you agree to what he just said?
Yes, I totally agree with him. If we have open contracting as it is now with the government of Ekiti State,
Yeah.
there will be a reduction of corruption from what fear. Then there will be opportunities for our people to get involved. The indigenous contractors will get contracts, and the money will be in circulation within the state.
Okay.
The economy of the state will grow fatter and fatter.
Fatter.
So, and it promotes good governance. And it encourages participation
Okay.
by all concerned.
Okay.
Because of this issue of open contracting now, just like our experience on the field, some people don't know that government activities are going on even in their environment.
Of course.
So this open contracting of a thing will show them the activities of the government
In
as
their environment.
in their environment, and what is going to be their own contribution.
Okay.
Because at times government will build something, it will be there without
Useless.
anybody going. Yeah, useless. So once they know what the government wants to do, if it is not what will benefit them, they will quickly go to the government and tell them
And
that
tell them this is what we want.
this is what we want.
What you want to do is not what
it's not what
we
we needed.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
And just a quick addition to what Chief said. Very importantly, we must begin to see government as the government of the people, really. And if we are saying government of the people, we want to minimize at all cost wastage, because this is our commonwealth. This is public fund.
Okay.
This is our all-inclusive money, and so the effort to spend or to expend the money should be all-inclusive. And an additional thing is, we want to begin to see a government project that is owned by the people.
Okay.
So if there is no ownership, what Chief said will always happen. That is wastage. That is situations where you see hundreds of millions sink in a project and it becomes a sunk cost because it was abandoned.
Of course.
And after a year, when the property is not in use, it gets dilapidated and we start all over again.
Yeah.
And this is our money. So to ensure that people owns this project, they participate, they also get to hold the contractors accountable. I think we will get to that. However, let me quickly mention that we will be able to help the government as this open contracting takes its footing.
All right, sir. All right. You actually mentioned some things like we've been talking about open contracting in Ekiti State, and I believe the CSOs also has some roles to play. Now, what do you think what necessitates the need for CSOs to monitor contract implementation, and do you think that these are being met from what you saw in the field using data published in Ekiti State's open contracting portal?
Thank you. Let me give this to the Bureau of Public Procurement in Ekiti State, and of course PPDC, who is a strong partner in the state, for deploying a portal called Open Contracting Portal.
Yeah.
It's nicknamed OC Portal. On that portal, it's a website. When I mean portal, it's a website whereby you browse and access information about procurement in the state. And so we already have this portal in place in the state. And so some of these contracts that are already published, we have seen a lot about them on the field, which has informed feedback both to partners and of course to the state government.
Yeah.
Via the PPDC. Let me say that our experience on the field as civil society organization is, first of all, our engagement is to complement the work of the state government.
Okay.
How do I mean? Basically, we ensure that we become the voice of the people to the government. We also ensure that we become the voice of the government to the people. So in a way, we are midwifing between the people and the government. Not as someone that wants to hoard information, but we disperse information which we shed more light on activities of the government to the people, vis-a-vis the activity or the concern of the people to the government. So basically, these are our roles. And of course, we do our independent monitoring just like the professional body that Chief is representing. We also give independent assessment. We give independent reports where it matters. And this helps to complement the monitoring team or the monitoring activities of the government or implementers of several projects. So our work is all-inclusive. We work with the community. We also work with the government as civil society organizations.
All right, thank you, sir.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that this program is so embodied with so much to know about the citizens and their rights and what they have to know in governance. We'll go on a short break right now. When we are back, we'll continue on the program. Please stay tuned.
Yes,
Morning, sir.
Ibi náà máa fílè fún jíǹkù yín tó bá ti wá.
Yes.
Allowance fún jíǹkù.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. I'm fine, thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Are we ready, sir?
Good to go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still on the show, Budeshi Radio from Fresh 106.9 FM at Do Ekiti. We'll continue on the program right now where we shed more light on the topic of the day, which is about the openness in governance and transparency in governance, otherwise known as Budeshi Radio. We'll come back.
All right, you're welcome back from the short break. I still have my guest in the house, Chief Olaniyi, right?
yes, thank you.
Chief Olaniyi. And the funniest thing is I have Olaniyi in the studio, yes. Chief Olaniyi Adeboye and Adeboye, sorry, and Mr. Nelson Olaniyi Akerele.
Thank you so much. I guess you want to give me a technical title, right?
All right, okay. Chief Olaniyi, you are a member of the NIQS,
Yes.
and you have also witnessed first-hand field experience using data published on the portal.
Yes.
What key findings do you think the public, especially the government, should be aware of?
I thank PPDC for this program. You see, I discovered on the field that the public participation in governance is low. There is no public awareness as far as procurement process is concerned. And we should have this at the back of our mind. The era of nobody can come and check what I've done, I think it's gone now.
Okay.
Because now we are doing this. We wouldn't know what will come up tomorrow. So, and just like Mr. Nelson said, we do our report and send it to the appropriate place. So, as a professional, I discovered that the term procurement goes beyond supply.
Purchase.
Yes, it is more of technical and professional calling. The process involves a lot of technicalities. So we should think ahead. We should have vision. Our people here, most of them don't know the government activities in their area. So these are among other things that we found out on the field.
Okay, thank you so very much, sir. Mr. Nelson, just like the information you released earlier, just a follow-up to the findings you shared. What do you think worked and what should be improved on either by the government in data publication or by citizens in engaging the process?
Thank you so much. I just want to say that The good thing about this program, first of all, is that it's going to be a continuous program.
Okay.
And so there will still be yet, a lot of opportunities to explore some of these things, which cannot be exhausted in this one sitting or in this short time today. I want to say that just follow on to what Chief said. In other words, I'm going to be asking dear listeners to keep listening, because a lot will still come to be shared by colleagues, civil society organizations, by professionals, by even government stakeholders itself. We're going to have a lot to be shared. And so, just quickly on what Chief said as public participation in governance. I want to say yes, in the yesteryears, it used to be low. It's gradually coming up, yet we need to do more. Actually, if we do not allow our people to be involved, to participate, or to know what we are doing for them, in other words, what they are doing for themselves, they will not own the activities. They will not own the procurement. Like he said, procurement is much more than I buy, I drop it, or I install it, and I go. No. What becomes of sustainability? What becomes of repairing in an event of damage? What role can the community play? And so those are some of the things that this program will be releasing as time comes by. So I want to ask listeners to keep listening, like I have said earlier. Basically, I want to say that we have several observations, we have several recommendations, which we are beginning to challenge to appropriate quarters. At due time, we will be sharing some. And of course, like I said, government people will be coming on here to also share their part of the program. And basically, some of our challenges seem as surmountable. I wouldn't want to be pessimistic and say there is one challenge out there that we cannot overcome. Okay. All the challenges we have seen on the field, or difficulty, or this and that, are things we can overcome if we really work together. And we are ready to work continuously with government and partners to ensure openness in governance and contracting in Ekiti State.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nelson. Chief Olaniyi, any final word?
Yes, recently there was a research that if Nigeria and Angola get 20 million naira grants, what they will use 20 million naira grant to achieve in Angola will be 5 times what we are going to use 20 million grants to achieve in Nigeria. That is the level of corruption in Nigeria. And so if we work hand in hand, I think we can bring this thing down. The rate at which some people are enriching themselves is too much. It's affecting the whole nation, and it's public fund. So let us work hand in hand so that we can go to higher places. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Nelson, any final word?
Yeah, not really final word because it's continuous. So I want to say kudos to all the partners, kudos to the professionals, BPP, the government of Ekiti State, and all my colleagues, CSOs. We hold the society the duty to do whatsoever we want to do well to ensure inclusive and developed society. So that would be my word for all of us. Let's work together. Ekiti Agbewa, Ekiti will be great and greater always if we work together. So thank you for having me once again.
All right, you agree with me that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and we have a whole lot that is embodied in this conversation. You can join us still on this conversation after the program. I want you to join the conversation via our Twitter handle. The Twitter handle at PPMonitorNG, that is PPMonitorNG. You use the hashtag OpenItToFixIt, that is OpenItToFixIt, and hashtag Budeshi. Please feel free to reach out for further information on this. Definitely we're going to be having a lot of talk on this and more. I want to thank most sincerely our guests for today, Chief Olaniyi Adeboye, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
We hope to still see you very much around.
Sure.
Also, Mr. Nelson Akerele, who's been trying to give us tips for what is still coming up on the show. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Abiola Mercy, you have done very, very well.
Thank you so very much, Tokwe.
Until next week, same station, Fresh 106.9 FM at Ekiti. That will come back on this show where we'll throw more light on openness and transparency in governance. We want to thank you for joining us. And until next week, my name is Tokwe Oyeso, asking you to have a beautiful time. Good day.